Hi guys, Mark here. Welcome to my channel. Usually, when I present a new project, I try to explain both the good and the bad parts of that particular project. This project also comes with a bit of a warning. It's going to require considerable time, patience, and persistence to do it. We are going to be making a sleeve for a Voss water bottle. The sleeve features a total of 14 rows. Plus these triangles at the top to create a nice straight line. So 14 rows, and each row has a total of 8 of these squares. Each square has a total of 16 double half hitches. So the entire wrap, including these triangles at the top, if my math is correct, features 1872 double half hitches. This is probably impossible to do in a single sitting. Since we have 14 rows, I recommend doing 2 rows per day. One major limitation is that you actually need to rest. The tightening process is a bit heavy on your hands. All the friction and rubbing is a bit unpleasant. So limit yourself to 2 rows per day and you will finish in a week. For the cordage, I'm going to be using 95 cord, also referred to as Type 1 paracord. You can do your project in a single color, 2 colors, 3, or even more. I'm going to be using 32 strands, each about 9 feet long. We begin our sleeve on the bottom. We do this by attaching all of our cords onto our ring. Using the reversed lark's head knot. We now attach our ring onto the bottom of our bottle. Using a couple of rubber bands to hold our strands in place. We are ready to begin tying our double half hitches. Now let's build our main pattern. I'm going to do it with 2 sections of cords at a time. So I'm going to pull this set and this one from under my rubber bands. These 4 strands are going to be the guiding ones. These 4 are the working ends. Tighten up your lark's head knots. Then let's begin. Grab the rightmost strand out of this set here. So this strand passes over the other set. We now attach our 4 strands using the double half hitch. Grab the next strand from the left, so this rightmost one, pass it over your other set, attach again using double half hitches. Then, the next guiding strand, attach your 4 ends. And our last strand From the left, 4 double half hitches. With our first square done, we tuck our 2 sets of ends back under our rubber bands, just to hold them in place. Grab your next 2 sets, pull them out, tighten up your lark's head knots, and tie the same way that you did before. 4 guiding ends, 4 working ends. The next strand, from the left, 4 double half hitches. The next strand, from the left, 4 double half hitches. And our last strand, from the left, 4 double half hitches. After finishing another section, we tuck our ends back under the rubber bands, pull the next 2 sets out, tighten up your lark's head knots, then continue the same way, using these 4 strands as guiding strands, these 4 as the working ends, creating a new section and a new one and a new one, in our case for a total of 8 of these squares. When we reach our second row, we're going to take a look at how to continue. After tying 8 of these squares in our first row, we can begin our second one, reversing our pattern as well as our colors. So these 4 strands are going to be our guiding strands. These 4 are working ends. With our square done, we pass our 8 ends back under our rubber bands. Then we continue with the next set. So just like in our previous square, these 4 strands are our guiding cords. These 4 are our working ends. So, our second square. Again, tuck your ends under your rubber bands. Then continue with the next set. After 14 rows of our squares, we have reached the top of our bottle. It's time to finish up. One way of finishing is to trim and melt your ends at this point. This will result in a zigzag, jagged kind of a look at the top. In my case, I want to straighten out this line here at the top, which is done by adding another row, this time of half squares. These straighten out the top. They are done by tapering or tying from 4 double half hitches to 3 to 2 to 1. First row, 4 double half hitches. The second row, 3 double half hitches. The third row, 2 double half hitches. And our final row, a single double half hitch. A half square that evens out the top. Trim and melt your ends. our project is complete. The sleeve has a relatively loose fit for our bottle, so to make it a bit more snug, this is what I do. I simply take a couple of rubber bands, attach them onto my bottle, then slide the bottle in. So the bottle is held quite nicely in the sleeve, and it is easy to remove. Guys, thank you very much for joining me in this tutorial, and I hope to see you in my future ones as well.